Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm Monica Håkonsen, channel healer, soul activator and feminine embodiment mentor. And today I have a guest here on the channel and I'm really excited because we're gonna hear her story, which is amazing. It's mind-blowing, really. And this is a very good friend of mine. We met 2 years ago. I'm going to go a little bit into how we met as well. It's quite a funny story. She is a psychospiritual channel healer and a leader of the New Earth. Her name is Liss Hagh. Welcome. And you're also a previous student of mine in the Goddess Awakening and the Soul Alignment Mentorship Program. So we're going to talk about your story, and I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be able to share my story with your guests and listeners and just to help awaken the world.
Yeah. And I'm sure you are going to wake up the world.
Together we wake up humanity.
So, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your background, and you don't have to go very deep into the details of your story because we will do that through this video. But a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so at the moment I now work as an energy healer. And if we just go back 2 years, I wasn't even thinking that I was going to be doing something so, transformative. Well, we met 2 years ago, so that was marking a beginning of something when we met. I have worked as a chiropractor for 20 years, and also just working with health, really, my whole life, looking after people, taking care of people, being in this role of sort of looking after people and giving advice and help.
So you kind of had like the healer archetype all the time, you know,
yes.
the desire to be of service and help other people.
Absolutely. It's always been there.
Yeah. And then 2 years ago, we met for the very first time. I'm so lucky to have her here in Studio Håkonsen. My first ever live guest. because we are from the same place. So we actually met in a women's circle 2 years ago. And that was 1 year after I moved back from the big city, from Oslo. And I was looking for an environment that were more spiritual. So I saw someone hosting the first women's circle I have seen here. And I was like, okay, that's where my people are. So I need to go. So I was actually going just to kind of get to know more people and get to know women that are more like in the spiritual path and open for deeper work. And I went, and one of the women were Liss. And we started to connect a little bit, but I don't remember more. I don't remember how we connected after that. If you followed me on Instagram or Facebook or something, do you remember?
We did some work together in that women's circle, and I felt this like pull, this connection. I was like, there is something about this woman that I need to be in touch with her. And we exchanged phone numbers. And I think we were like, let's go for a walk or something. Then like the time was passing, and I was like, I really need to get in deeper contact with Monica. And then suddenly I saw you put out on Instagram, and I think that's just by chance because I wasn't actually following your page because I didn't have Instagram.
No.
I kept just deleting the account because I didn't want to have too much social media on my phone. And then you introduced the Goddess Awakening. And I was like, wow. This is what I'm doing this. And also I can can add that I have been thinking about and wanting to have a mentor for many years, and I've been like having this sort of longing that I need to find a mentor, someone that can maybe teach me about healing and then we have joked about this as well, that you had to be born first.
Yeah.
And you had to grow up and go through your own awakening to become in the end my mentor.
Exactly. You had to wait a little
beautiful
longer.
and funny story.
Yeah, it is. And we met in September, and Inner Goddess Awakening started in February. So there was some months in between there, and I don't remember if we actually met and went for that walk.
No,
I don't think so.
we did.
I don't think so, but you had an eye open on what I was doing, and you picked up what you were meant to sign up for, I think. And I remember I had gone for a walk when I received a message from you where you were saying, "Hey Monica, I'm signing up for your program," and I was like, what? And it was just like out of nowhere, because I didn't know that you were looking for something and that you were very open for this. I just remember that we had a little bit of a conversation about like a few things that you were doing after the women's circle. But I was taken by surprise when you signed up, and so pleasant, of course, yeah. And then Inner Goddess Awakening started. Is there anything specific about the program that made you sign up to Inner Goddess Awakening, or?
Well, as I remember, you also had you did like a free training. We had like, you did something like a heart opening ceremony.
Yeah, it was
as an introduction.
Codes.
Exactly. So this was like an introduction, and that was maybe like a month before the actual course, beginning of January, around that time. And I signed up for that, and I was just like blown away by, and also then of course knew that this is the path, this is the road I'm taking, this is for me. I felt the connection deeply. Right. And as always, just crying with relief and happiness, and the cleansing that happened in that even first session, even before Goddess Awakening. Wow. Yes.
I don't think you ever told me that.
No, probably not.
Beautiful. Probably not. Yeah. So in your decision of signing up to Inner Goddess Awakening, do you feel that decision was based upon what your intuition and soul told you, and not like logical reason?
I just had a very clear knowing that this was my path, this was for me. And it felt like something that I had been looking for, not having found it, and not knowing where to look for it. Yeah. And then that path just opened when I was ready, when it was my sort of time. Yeah. Because if that path.
Yeah. Because I think also when you are looking for the specific thing that will help you activate who you are and your gift and your path, like you were saying, you had to wait for me to get born and before you could like find a mentor who activated your soul purpose and soul gifts. In A Goddess Awakening, what we do there is activating your soul's purpose, and we're activating your soul gifts. And that is a big part of why I see women actually are signing up, because there are so many women holding that, knowing and longing that there is something more for me. And I think that was the same feeling you had, and the same feeling I had before my awakening as well, that I was there to do something special. And through Inner Goddess Awakening, do you have any like experiences or instances that surprised you, or that you remember very clearly, that kind of changed something within you during that?
Reading through my journal, because we are now more than 18 months since I finished Goddess Awakening, and my journey has just been crazy, I would say, since
there's
then.
a lot.
And so going back over every single session there did something to me and added something to my heart. Firstly, it's just so beautiful to have 12 or 11 other women there, and they're all on the same mission, the same path, and looking for something and searching for something, and just to find that how can I say, like this female bonding in that is very beautiful. And to know that you have soul friends that are also out there searching and looking for something, and to feel that connection. So this is part of it, which is very beautiful. I mean, finding out what my archetypes were, like being the healer, the leader, the guide, that was really mind-blowing. Like I kind of had a feeling about the healing, but to have to be a guide, teaching, and to have the leader in me was very I was very like, I am not a leader.
I remember that so clearly, because you were like, when I asked you, well, what do you feel like your archetypes were? Because when we are doing the session, the goddesses are speaking through me, and they're giving the whole group all of the archetypes, and the individual in the group have to feel into what resonates. So for you, it was the healer. I don't remember if it was the channel as well, but it was the healer and the guide, I think.
Guiding.
And I was like, I see you as a leader as well. You have a strong leader archetype, and it was like, oh, I don't know about that.
I'm not so sure about that.
But it's quite a fun story now to see you actually stepping into the leader archetype, and you are a leader of the new world.
Absolutely.
So that is so cool to witness 2 years after, almost 2 years after. It hasn't been 2 years even. And I also wanted to add to what you shared in the beginning, like the group of women that you are meeting in a Goddess Awakening, or a group like that. There are so many deep connections, and it is like this understanding of we are all in this very special deep journey together, and that you're held in a room that's safe to go through all of your own like depths and You mentioned a little bit about the numbers. So you were 12, and with me it was 13. And that is, 13 is the feminine number. And in ancient priestess circles, there were 13, where the 13th was the high priestess, and then there was the rest of the circle. So it's a very sacred number, and opening up the first ever in a Goddess Awakening group that you were a part of, with like being this feminine number, was just, a sign. Anyway, back to you and your experience. Do you remember something else that were changing the view of yourself and the world during Inner Goddess?
Well, it was like an opening up to the magic that is there, but that we don't see. Knowing that like I was a spiritual being, and that I was here that I have a soul mission. That it's something more than just being the human self and walking around and, going to work and going home and doing everything, eating and sleeping, and just being in this, let's say, rat race. And to have that felt amazing, like a gift. I cried every session because I was just so amazed by the beauty and things that were revealed, and it was so magical. And really, it was the beginning of opening all these doors for me, and that I could see that there was a different future, that it was something else that was possible, that I didn't have to like be in this like hamster wheel for the rest of my life, that there was something so beautiful there for me. It's amazing.
So you had a longing of getting out of, the so-called normal.
Yes,
life.
absolutely. And it's something that I've maybe had my whole life, this longing for something else, feeling that I was on this side and that there was something really beautiful on the other side that I just couldn't reach, that there was like something stopping me from feeling and being part of that universe in a sense. It's a little bit difficult to explain it. Maybe if you haven't felt it, you don't really know what that means.
Yeah.
But absolutely a longing my whole life.
Yeah, and I can so understand what you're saying there, because I felt that longing as well, and I know that many of the people viewing have that longing too. That it is just this feeling that there has to be something more than this. And then
it feels empty. Life feels empty without this extra dimension.
Yeah,
in a sense,
and when you find that, it's like, of course, this is how it was supposed to be the whole time. And also a feeling of home for me.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for you too as well.
Feeling finally like getting home, but it's so important also to have that trust in yourself and trusting that you are actually feeling what you're feeling and that these things are actually happening.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not making it up.
No.
Yeah.
And that's so funny that you're saying that, because every round of Inner Goddess Awakening, we come to a step where there is someone or more that's saying, I don't know if I'm just making things up.
Exactly.
It's kind of like you're getting to a threshold and you have to get over that threshold and actually trust yourself and trust what you are observing and feeling and sensing. And I think there is still some collective belief about everything that exists have to be physical. You have to be able to touch it and feel it, and not feel it, but touch it and see it. So our logical mind are just interfering a little bit and thinking, I'm crazy. And I think for us women as well, there's also this aspect of the witch wound that we have, not being able to trust our intuition because we were punished for that. So we are kind of dimming our light and dimming our intuition and gifts.
Absolutely.
Through Inner Goddess Awakening, what do you feel was your biggest transformation?
I would say it's the transformation of going from my human self and just opening up to multidimensionality, that trust in me, and knowing that I had a connection to the spirit world, trusting in the source energy. Yeah.
Did you feel the connection with the spiritual world quite early in Inner Goddess Awakening, or do you feel that was something that came after, or was it just, can you?
I think it might even have started with just that heart awakening when you gave the codes for that before Goddess Awakening.
Yeah, so Goddess.
And then going into signing up for that, I knew that something would really change. Yeah. That this was the beginning of something really profound. And that was so beautiful. There isn't a clear moment where I was thinking now, because I had that feeling the whole time, but it was like a confirmation. So every session just built on the next and confirmed my own beliefs that in the beginning I couldn't even believe, but then it just was a magical process.
And that led you into my mentorship program, where you and I worked one-on-one.
Yes.
It was then called the Soul Alignment Mentorship Program. It is now rebirthed as the Iconic Feminine. But what made you sign up and wanted to go deeper one-on-one?
I knew that this was my path, and I also knew that I needed help to open up gifts and to have someone there alongside me while I was like walking this path of remembrance in a sense. And I knew very strongly that you were the person that was going to do that for me. I had such trust in you from doing the Goddess Awakening course, and so it was just a deep knowing that, and a deep longing and wanting to go so much deeper. And to continue the path in a sense. And I wasn't even thinking, should I do 3 months or 6 months? I was like, okay, I'm signing up for 6 months because this is my new path. I just had a very strong knowing that this was my path, and I was signing up with joy.
You can sign up. Then it was 9 sessions or 18. Now I have 4 months or 6 months, so 12 or 18 sessions. But then when you work one-on-one with someone, you actually get to go very, very deep and very personal. Because in Inner Goddess Awakening, we work as a group container. So when I channel the Greek goddesses, they are guiding the whole group, and also like every person within the group, but you get to go even deeper in a one-on-one program, even though we go very deep in Inner Goddess Awakening as well. And I'm speaking a little bit around this in another interview I've had with Antonella Lecari. You can listen to that as well, where we actually are talking a little bit about like going into the underworld within ourselves through Inner Goddess Awakening, and then like rising again as a new, and the inner goddess is kind of born. But then you kind of get that deepening in a one-on-one mentorship program, and that is something that I also would recommend everyone. I myself feel that when I also worked with a mentor one-on-one, it's like an explosion. Like there's so much more that can happen. Let us go a little bit into the mentorship program and what you experienced there.
Yes.
Do you remember how that started and how that was for you?
So I don't really know where to begin. Firstly, in the Goddess Awakening, we used the Greek goddesses, and I got to know them and all the love that they had for us, and how they were just really on our team in a sense, waking us up. But starting with going deeper with you, mentoring one-on-one, we went into the Akashic records every time, and I got to know my own personal spirit guides, and that was so profound. It was almost like shocking to know that I had this tribe behind me, supporting me, and it's even taken maybe this long to understand really how deeply they are there for me at every step I do. And they only want you to grow, and they want your best, and
they love you unconditionally.
They are so supportive in every sense.
They want the best for you, and that
it's just they completely love you so unconditionally, and it's difficult for humans to understand this kind of love.
I still meet so many women that have, everyone has guides, but sometimes there are quite known guides, like Mary Magdalene can come forward for someone, and there is this disbelief of how can you love me so much, like I'm not deserving of you. But then we as humans don't understand that they are here to support us, like that is their biggest blessing. And they, as you're saying, they have so unbelievably much unconditional love for us and our path, and their highest desire is to support us.
Yes. In the very first session, we went into the Akashic records, and I was told my soul origin and my soul purpose, which I already knew, but we went much deeper, and it just really blew me away. And I remember I was told I was from Series C, and I didn't even know, I hadn't even heard of that. What, I am a star seed? What is that? So after the session I was just like on to Google, and what is Series C? what is a star seed? I was like looking at all these terms that were used. I really didn't have a clue. Yeah, it's just, the magic just continued.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to tell a little bit about like who your guides are and yeah?
Absolutely. So I have my main guides are the Syrian Council of Five. I also have Arcturian guides and Pleiadian guides. I have since this summer also been connected to my dragons. I have a big dragon team that came forward after a trip I made to Egypt in May with a whole lot of other people who also had dragons, and that activated the dragons to come forward and present themselves to me. Also going to Egypt, the ancient Syrian Council presented themselves to me and supported me on that journey. So there is a whole tribe there. I have since connected to Venus, the new 3i Atlas, been in communication with, and I mean, they're there for all of us, not just to me.
Yeah. And when you say Venus, it's the planet and not the Roman goddess.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. We're going to go a little bit more into that because that's very exciting as well. 3i Atlas, and we're now in October in 2025, and there's a lot of talk about 3i Atlas and what it is, and you're actually channeling that now. But we're going to go into more of that. We're going to go through the mentorship program first, and then get back to 3i Atlas. Do you remember anything through the 6 months that we were working together that changed something for you? Or do you have a funny story or something that's just stuck with you after that?
Well, we went into the Akashic Records every time, and there it was a lot of stories. We went in and did clearings on a lot of past life and ancestry, and so there is a lot of episodes that not being able to heal because in the past you might have been killed for it or tortured or just a variation of things. And sometimes, and we also went into love and feeling love and how the past would affect that in this life. So we cleared all these things. But maybe the most beautiful one for me has been to go into my grandfather's life and clear and help and heal him. We did that in one of our sessions, and that was very beautiful for me. By healing him, I'm also healing myself, but the whole lineage. And in a later session, we also went into my great grandma and healed her energy. This is profound for my mission, to reach out to everyone.
Absolutely.
The healing has to be done.
And we do that through you. So we don't work with someone who isn't like here in the room with us. But as you were saying, like, we are carrying our ancestors' wounds. So for us to be able to step into the path and, the safety of being seen and loved and, worthiness and just to be able to express and free your voice, we have to do a lot of ancestral clearings and also past life clearings like we did for you. Because as souls, it's almost like we are an onion, and we are like the soul, and the core is us, our soul. And then we have all of these layers around us that is stopping us from sharing our light and sharing our uniqueness. And that can be, the unworthiness and the woundings and all of these things from childhood and ancestral woundings and past lifetimes and yeah, so on and so forth. And we need to peel those for the light to actually come out. And when we are doing this, more and more of our authentic self are coming forward, and more of our gifts are just coming online. And we're also actively activating your gifts as well. So what I also do is I go into the DNA, and we're activating the DNA that is sleeping where your gifts are present. And in many cases, just like for you, you have very multi-dimensional gifts and very galactic gifts. And we were working a lot with the Syrian Council of Five.
Yes.
And they were so powerful. It was very special working with them and working with you, because what I do in a session like that is that I just step to the side, and the Syrian Council came in and spoke through me. They used me as a channel, and they did all of these activations and healings on you. And I remember very clearly when they came and said, we're going to change your chakra system. And I was like, can they do that? Is that a thing? And they did. And I remember, I think you were a little bit like lightheaded afterwards, because we both were like, wow, what just happened? So yeah, the journey through a mentorship like that is deeply, deeply personal, because you are getting guidance from your guides, and we are connecting to your Akashic records. So it is everything in alignment with your soul. And I just want to add that in Iconic Feminine, my new mentorship program, I work with the Greek goddesses, but I also invite in the higher self of the client. We're working with the Akashic records, and we're also inviting in their guides for support. And sometimes the highest best for the client is that one of her guides is coming in and actually do the session. So that is still happening. I just wanted to emphasize that. Yeah.
I can also tell you about when I had my light language activated.
Yes.
Because along the program, because we had a lot of sessions together, sometimes I would have an activation done, and then that would bring out one of my gifts. So when I had the activation, I had to find a crystal and do a little ceremony and hold it to my throat.
Yeah, that was your homework.
Yeah, that was my homework.
Yeah.
Always a little bit of homework.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of weeks, I was just sitting, and I grabbed my crystal without thinking, and I just put it to my throat, and then I just started speaking light language and strange sounds, and quite hilarious if you don't know what it is. Suddenly started speaking this very strange sounds, and practicing in the shower, and but also one of the first sessions we had, maybe like the third or something, they gave me an activation for using light codes onto my they said I should go and take a photo and put it onto my photo, these light codes, and I really didn't have a clue what I was doing, whereas now it's just in my hand, and I put light codes onto anything. So it was when these activations came, they were always a surprise. I didn't know what was coming, and then it was like, is that even possible? I remember thinking like, how is that possible? Light codes onto pictures?
Yeah, I had never heard about that either. So I was just like, again, mind blown. And we're like, okay, you're gonna go out, take pictures and anchor in light codes.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that they're working, because I went into her page today before you arrived, and you have a few pictures there already that you can purchase. And there was this one with the ocean there that I was just drawn to, and I went into that, and I immediately just teared up and started to cry. So it is working.
These codes are very powerful.
Very, very powerful. Yeah.
So and I use a lot of these codes that people really need, like self-love and self-joy, self-worth, joy, laughter, just what we need to sort of feel whole.
Yeah, because what happened was that during all of these activations and healings that we did, you quit your job as a chiropractor quite recently, and you're now a full-time channel and healer. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you do, how you work?
Yes, so after not so many sessions with Monica in the soul alignment program, it became quite clear that I wasn't going to work as a chiropractor for the rest of my life, and so I made some changes there, and decided when the last date was going to be, and started planning my future. I work now as an energy healer. I love my work, and so I'm doing much what the Syrian and Arcturian guides did to me: activate people and work with the chakra system, like clear out like stagnant energies, fear and anxiety, trauma, that particularly women carry a lot of trauma in them. And restore. I upgrade from like the 3-dimensional to the 5-dimensional chakra system. Use light codes and use sacred geometry to give strength and self-love and whatever the person needs. It's very personal, very healing.
Yeah, because you're channeling the session, you're channeling your guides.
And I also have quite often the person's higher self or other guides will come in. Like lately, 3i Atlas has been coming in a lot, and with messages for my clients, and just of love. Beautiful. It's
so exciting to see what is happening now in your life compared to where you were just 2 years ago. Your whole life is just changed because you went into this journey. You followed your intuition and the calling that was there without, like, how I perceived it is, you didn't question a lot. You were just like, now I'm doing this because this feels right, and I'm doing that.
It was like the process is completely transformative. It's like a 360 turn, and I just went in there with complete trust in the process, and every session that we had, I was just like, what are they going to come up with today? Like you say, I wasn't questioning, like, is it true, I didn't have that. I just trusted that they would bring out and activate what needed to be done at each session, and so here I am today. Having the most beautiful life.
What's quite funny is that you told me very recently that in the beginning of our work together one-on-one, you said that everything that was channeled for you, like all the gifts, everything that you would do, how your life would be, and all of that part, you said that you heard what I was saying when I was channeling, but you were like, I don't know if that will be.
Is that even possible?
And now you're here, and things that were channeled for you is actually happening in your reality.
Yes. I mean, you record everything, and then there is this little bit of homework that the spirit guides might give. And so I have been re-listening to those first sessions, and in particular the first one where my spirit guides came out with my soul origin and purpose, and they told me some of the things that I was going to do, which I had difficulty believing. But here I am an energy healer and
a leader,
and I have soul friends, and because that was a little bit difficult in the beginning to not have someone to share this journey with, in the sense that a lot of my friends might not be interested or just have a portal that they are just closing themselves to this information. Everyone obviously is always where they need to be in their journey, so it's not like a judgment, it's just that made it a little bit more hard for me to walk into that path. But they were always assuring me that I would find my soul friends, and I have, and it's beautiful.
That's just amazing. I want to hear a little bit about how you found these soul friends, because this is something that I hear a lot from people, like I feel so lonely on this journey. How do you find these soul friends?
Well, to start with, it's the women's circle where I met you, and also Ida, who is a friend of both of us, who had the women's circle. And then I've been going to some retreats with other souls that were on the same mission, and a lot of them have become my friends. And then I was in Egypt in May. I went to Peru with a group of like-minded beings, so to speak, just a month ago, and met some more people there that have become my soul friends also. It just happens as you go along that you are drawn to the people that are more like you, that have those, you could say, the same interests, but who knows about the spiritual road, who has a mission to serve humanity and be of service.
But I also think there is this part where you actively have to show up to these specific like circles or events or retreats or whatever, or just like communities. You can't just expect that these people would suddenly show up at your doorstep because you have done a lot of inner work. And that is something that has followed me along my journey of personal development and also into the spiritual community, that if I want new friends and a new community, I have to actually show up there and find these places and not just sit inside waiting for them to come to me. But what you will also see is that the more that you're aligning with yourself and your truth, the more of those people that you are longing for will enter your life from different channels.
Yes, absolutely. If I hadn't gone to Egypt, I wouldn't have met a lot of my friends. And also I saw some of them again in Peru and added some more to my list of soul friends. It's like you say, it's the community is so important, and sometimes creating your own community and see who comes into that is also a way of doing it.
Absolutely, and we're gonna start to wrap it up a little bit, but before we're entering the last part about Three-Eye Atlas and what's happening right now here on Earth, would you recommend Inner Goddess Awakening and the mentorship program to someone else, and why?
Wow. A beautiful question. With the answer is obviously yes. If you feel that if you feel drawn to that in any way, then go for it, because that's your path, and you will know that this is your path. And then to go even deeper and open up more gifts and get to know your spirit guides, the Greek goddesses. I cannot recommend enough your mentorship.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you have done for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure is mine. And I know that some women are hesitant signing up because of the money, because it is for some quite a lot of money. What are your thoughts around that aspect?
Well, there's always this flow of money. I have not long ago, I wanted to go to Egypt, and this was quite a costly trip for me, and I didn't have the money for it, and so I was just asking to receive, and I actually received that as a gift from the unknown, let's say, and that paid for that journey. And I'm not saying that everyone can do that, because you also have to have a faith in the universe and the trust that takes, but it will give you so much more back spending that money, in a sense. So it's really like you will get threefold or manyfold back from that investment. At least that's how I feel about it. It's, you can't really put a price on it, in a sense, especially looking back to see the journey it has given me. And
I totally agree. And I've also signed up for many different programs, and it has been an investment, but also in return I've had so much growth that I wouldn't have had without that investment. So you're actually investing in value and your own growth. And even though you might not see like the money coming back at an instant, like over time it's actually coming back. That is my experience about that as well.
And there's also this aspect of if you were to give it for free to people, it wouldn't be so appreciated, and the people who took it might not have that same investment in it. It would just be like, oh yeah, let's do this, it's for free. Instead, like, you really think about, what is it I want, what will I use this for, how will this benefit me? And then
you commit more.
It's really, you do the work when you put the money into it.
Absolutely.
It's of value to you.
And paying something, this is something that the goddesses actually told me not that long ago when I invested in a retreat myself. I went to Greece, and they were like, when you are buying a program or a course like this, that is an investment in yourself. The money transfer is actually very much like you would sign the contract of I'm ready to go. So that is something that I have seen and experienced myself many times, but also I see happen to my clients all of the time, that the first payment they do, something is already changing before we are getting into the work, because you're signing that contract saying to the universe, I'm ready for this, let's go. And the energies are starting to work. It's very, very magical, and
Yes,
truly.
And if I can add, just to say that, like, my healings that people have to pay for, and this is also something like, the thing with money is that it is just an energy, so it's just flowing. So attach less to that energy, and then it will sort of just be a flow and come back to you. That's sort of my experience.
Absolutely. I totally agree, and I feel that money is very feminine. It wants to flow. It wants to transfer, come like back and forth. It doesn't want to be stagnant like the masculine energy. So it wants to be spent and it wants to be received. So it's a good thought to having having that thought that it's supposed to circulate. Okay, so now in the very end, I would love if you could tell us more about 3i Atlas, what it is for those who doesn't know, and how you have started to work with it.
Yes, this is pretty amazing. And so there's been a lot of talk, and I've also listened to a lot of podcasts where they speak about 3i Atlas, like Pam Gregory goes into it, and Stephen Burns and Heather Emsworth are some of the ones that I've listened to that I find are very genuine. And so I wanted to just feel into if I could feel into what 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿 was for myself, and so it actually came through and sort of gave me an activation, and it's just so overwhelmingly full of love. So it was just, I was just crying, receiving these codes and just the message of how much love they have for us. They are very, I went in this morning and channeled them just to see if they had a message for our listeners. And they are so full of love. They are sending love to all of you. And then they're saying, be very diligent with looking after your body, your spirit, that you have routines, like do some kind of like yoga or movement, dance, meditation, like have a structure. Look after your vessel, your body, by eating clean food and preparing for this, what they call the quantum leap that will come in a couple of months. And will just bring more love, that everyone's heart will be touched by love. And if you prepare and have intention, go in every day and ask 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿 to, or your spirit guides to clear your field, you will prepare more for receiving even more of the codes that they will send out, and the higher frequency that we will all be sort of lifted up by. So there was just a really benevolent, beautiful message for everyone to just look after themselves, you know, to look after your body and your soul, and prepare for that quantum leap. That will come.
Of the heart.
Just big expansion of the heart. And that's, I mean, it's beautiful.
It is. It is. Because the earth is now changing a lot. There is a lot of new energies and frequencies coming in, and this is an addition to that. But would you say 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿, what is it exactly? Because we have seen, or some of you might have seen, like videos, pictures going around on the internet now, something that looks like a spaceship.
So what I feel when I feel into it is that it's like one being, one very, very high consciousness, that it could be a kind of spaceship, but it's not a spaceship with like people or spirits working on it. It's like one being. And I have difficulty saying that it's a she or a he, because it's very sort of neutral in its energy, but just so full of unconditional love and a very high dimension of that. This is what I can sense. And a lot of people are trying to explain what it is with saying that it's a kind of comet, but it doesn't have the tail of the comet, and so there's a lot of speculation, but also not much info from the people that might know, like NASA or so it's very exciting.
Very exciting. And you were telling me a little bit about this and what you have already received, and the expansion of the heart, and how you felt that this was a consciousness, and I had goosebumps all over, like chills going through my body, and that's my sign that this is truth. And for everyone listening, you have to just feel into what you are resonating with, but this is the truth that is coming through to you when you are channeling 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿, and it feels very resonant when I'm tuning into what you have been channeling as well. And I got to listen to you channel 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿 when you arrived here today, because you had it on a recording, and it's not you speaking, it's someone else speaking when you are channeling. And I can feel the love coming through when you are channeling 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿. So
𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿 came through, but also firstly my Arcturian guide came through with the same message of just being really diligent and looking after yourself, and also saying that ask the Syrian guides or ask the Arcturians also to clearly feel, if you feel uncertain, then you don't want to ask 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿 because it's like a new being, then ask someone else or your own spirit guides to clear your field every day.
Yeah.
Prepare for this beautiful love bomb
Yeah.
that's coming
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah. We're getting so much support now, and
Yes.
it's a magical time being alive as a human being. I'm so glad we incarnated now. But thank you for sharing that. That was so beautiful. This, like you channeling 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿 and also the Syrians and the Arcturians, and you're very much getting into your archetype of the channel. Yes. And of the leader and guide, but I feel again like the leader archetype in you are really stepping forward now, and you feel, for me, very embodied in it already. Like you just know that this is my path. I'm here to assist new
Yes.
earth, like rising, surfacing, coming into fruition. I want to touch a little bit into leadership and what that means to you now in the very end before we wrap up completely. How does it feel now for you to step into the role of the leader when you were so hesitant in the very beginning?
And that was my very wobbly. I wasn't really ready to be a leader, and looking back, I think for me being a leader, and to most people being a leader, is, let's say, an old man, a white old man with abusing their powers and having greed probably as well, and just not a pretty sight, and not what we want for the future. But for me, the leaders that are now coming into the new earth, which I call it, they come from a different place. There is no hierarchy with one at the top and like telling people what to do, or having humans as slaves to money. So it's just different. You lead by inspiration, and you lead by showing up and having communities of like-minded people, and stepping into your power is just being a leader.
Absolutely, yeah. I think what's so important here is the word inspiration. Just stepping into that inspiration, and not being a leader in the sense of control. I need to control you and you need to follow me. Like, it's not what we are doing. It's like you are following your own inspiration, and by following your inspiration and your heart, you're inspiring others to step into
their own power.
Yes. And sovereignty and divinity, and connecting to their hearts again, because there has been this disconnection for the human race, so to speak, from the heart
for so long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of very bad leaders, I would
Yes.
say, and systems. Yeah. But new earth is a new time. We're stepping into a new age.
We are, absolutely.
Yeah, and we have already, a few years ago, we stepped into the age of miracles and light. So
thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you for coming and for sharing your story and everything that you are experiencing now with your guides and 𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐿, and
such exciting times.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to you who have been here and listening to Liss's story and our chat here. Remember to subscribe if you want to have notifications about more videos, more guests, more divine feminine embodiment and topics.